Good. Here, I'll move the bottle. It's super cool. My first time, so it's kind of a neat. I mean, it's mostly been the media stuff. I haven't gotten over there yet to see the throngs. All the emails I got with people were like the crowds. So, preparing me. But yeah, it's great so far.
So, Hush is a character. He more or less kind of has the same upbringing as Bruce, like rich guy, wealthy family and stuff. They kind of diverted at some point. So, what did you bring to that role in terms of like having kind of like playing polar opposite of Bruce Wayne, so to speak?
In how we played it, I actually didn't do a lot of that, and I knew a little bit of the backstory, but not as much as I know now, which I think I'm glad about, because I think what I tried to do with Thomas Elliot was almost in a way include none of that, because then he just comes across as, and I've been trying to remember the question, sort of how the breakdown all went, but that he's just a really nice guy who genuinely cares for Bruce, with no history, no nastiness, no darkness. And I'm glad, however that ended up happening, I'm kind of glad, because it's that De Niro thing, is the audience will dress you up. And because the audience knows the history and the audience knows all the darkness, you don't have to do, and if there's any inkling when I was sort of doing the Thomas Elliot stuff of him not being trustworthy, then it's not that the audience already doesn't know, but it's just kind of keeping it as straight as possible. And I also think that helped then with Hush, because they felt like really two separate, totally separate identities with no, don't see it coming at all, no tip in the hat kind of thing. So I've learned a lot more now. I'm glad I didn't know it then.
Yeah, it's always good.
It just helped. Yeah. So.
What was the process in finding a voice for this role, or was it a case of your normal voice reaching at this?
Probably more the latter. I'd done a movie. I was in The Killing Joke as Paris, France, so I knew them a little bit from that. So I think they are sort of trusted me as an actor to come in. They knew I could do the bad guy thing. The Elliot voice was closer to just my normal, just be a guy, you voice. And I think with Hush, I was pretty terrified because like you can feel it. Like when you step into that room, you realize you're stepping into this world, and it's an amazing world, and it is an honor to be there. And they do not suffer fools because they are so specific about what they want. So it'd be interesting to hear like my first takes as Hush, because I'd be like, I'm really a bad guy. I'm really like, I don't know, like, but you just dive in. And again, I think the writing is also so strong, and because you can go look at the graphic novel, you can get, you've done your research, and the writing is so strong, they help you a lot. When the writing's good, it's done a lot of your work for you to start feeling the character just by reading it, and then you go with it. And there are plenty of mistakes made. We've been talking about today kind of how voiceover, you want to give them options, and a lot of those options suck. They're just not good, and they don't use those ones. So yeah, trip and fall. Yeah.
What do you think of the visual style for Hush in this movie?
It's just super cool, super scary, super like powerful, and yeah, like haunting. Kind of doesn't really appear in full for a while in the shadows. It's really cool. Yeah. And really, like, I look like I work out a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool.
Was there any imagery from the graphic novel that you used at all, or referred to when you're doing the voice of such an iconic character?
Yeah, I mean, all of that is information. And any kind of voiceover stuff, I remember a guy who'd been doing it for a while when I started, is like, if you can get an image, grab it, because you just by shifting your position, I mean, even the Thomas Elliot stuff, he's well built, he's strong. If you stand that way, it will change your voice. If you start even if I just do this, it's going to change your voice. So both of those, just by looking at them, I think you start. I always tell my wife, like, I'm not a method actor, and she kind of looks at me like, oh, shut up. Just because the minute I start reading something, you're starting to sort of taste it and chew it and feel it and play with it. And even if you think you're not, you're absorbing. So seeing those images And the Hush stuff was an immediate, like, oh, okay, cool, like this guy. And also the name. I mean, Hush does a lot of work for you. It's just like, right, what is someone who is called Hush? What is that? Because it's scary, it's quiet, it doesn't have to try hard, you know. And so all those things started. I just got goosebumps. Like that was really informative in terms of just starting to figure out who the character is. It's just such a frightening name, right? Because it's not. Yeah. So.
What goes through your mind when you see that poster? You've got yourself and Batman side by side.
I'm in an interview, so I'm trying to sound good and all that stuff, right? But it's like I'm floored. Like I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I'm getting to be a part of this. I'm sitting here with you guys, like, and huge responsibility.
Last question.
Huge responsibility to the fans. It's just so cool. I mean, it's so freaking cool. We were just signing them. I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. So. Yeah. One last question we have time for.
Do you like the voiceover versus like
I like all of it. I love all of it. I feel lucky that I get to keep doing it. Voiceover's cool because I think everything's probably like this, but there's something about voiceover, like you're trying to unlock a code. And what's the pocket for the character, and how do you? It's not at all what I thought it was when I first started, because you can't it's how are you serving the whole thing, and yet I know you can't overdo it, you can't underdo it. It's a real tightrope of how to come across in the right way. So yeah, cool. Oh man. Fred Tatasciore is a guy I went to college with, and I just love what he's doing. He's a good person, you know. So he's nuts, as I remember, but in a really sweet way. No, I don't know if I actually do. That's a good question. I'll get back to you on that one. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that one. I mean, getting to be with the Hamills, and a lot of big names, you know, who can do it. Sometimes you look, and I'm blanking on names, but you look at people's IMDb credits, and you can't believe how many voices they've done, how versatile they are. It's incredible. So yeah.
Is there any movies?
It's a good question.
Is there any movies that they had you kind of refer to, like look at? Because I think she mentioned that refers to this movie from Maury. So is there anything that you refer to?
No, I was flying blind and hoping it was working, and I mean, I looked at the novel a little bit, and having done The Killing Joke, I mean, each one is different. You kind of get a feel for the world, but no, nothing. Yeah. Trying to think what would have been a good one, like Anything else?
Any other DC characters you're looking forward to?
Oh, so many. The one I've always thought of, Batman has always been there. Sorry, Jason. I'm hunting for your job, not gonna win. He's so good. I got to do a short film as Red Hood, Jason Todd, the Dark Knight Legacy. Super fun. It'd be fun to revisit that. I might be a little old for that now, but that was a fun. That was cool. That was a fun mix of like on-camera voice, but that would be sweet. Joker. It's sort of, you know, it's the ones, but I think of it like Shakespeare though. I mean, you know, I still want to play Hamlet. I still want to play Iago. They're these iconic, classic characters that invite you to sort of do it your way, but within the context. And I think that's what this is like. You know, they're the classics. So yeah. So all right, guys. Thank you. Pleasure. Yeah. Thanks a lot.